Okay, so Charlie, let me ask you this before I don't want to forget this. So is everything like okay? So if I'm not mistaken, you got a book, ain't it? Well, you wrote a book.
I wrote a book called Hunters Point, Indiana. Basically, the book is about combining East Chicago, White, and Hammond, and Gary into one city. And I'm making an argument why that's the best thing for this area. And I compared it to other cities in the Midwest and around, and saying the value is not just to us, but the value is to Chicago, which is our metropolitan city. So that's essentially what that book's about. I wrote that in, I think, 2017, 2018.
Okay.
And again, like you talk about how I got here, like I was, I had a full-time career going on, and in my free time, I'm obsessed with back home and thinking like, man, all these problems, like how do you fix everything? So for me to even, it was just more like, hey, I can make a long Facebook status and say all this stuff, or I can actually write a book, do some research,
right?
Really put something together. It's not like a final plan, obviously, but it's just an idea that I wanted to put out there and see how people responded to it.
Now, I'm guessing you wrote that book overseas?
Yeah, I was in Guam when I wrote it.
Okay, so you've been there for a while. So is there any other language besides English that
I know that I'm fluent in?
Yeah, like do you speak a different language?
So I try to practice Spanish, poquito. Yeah,
small.
That's all.
Not grande. Poquito.
But at the same time, we're from East Chicago, so it's like
that's the 50% of the population.
And so one of the things I want to do as mayor is I want to like push like learning another language.
Oh, okay.
It's another
from
bag in that, man.
From like being a kid, like we talk about our summer jobs, or we talk about Little Rims and all these programs. Like I want, because it's easier for you to learn a second language or another language when you're a kid, right? So they should have been pushing Spanish on us when we were in elementary school. That's something I want to do. And some people may hear that like, oh, why you want to learn Spanish? Like, no, it's not just Spanish. It could be
anything.
It's just where we're located at.
It's more.
It's more. Even you talk about the country. It's always press 2 for Spanish. It's not press 2 for
German.
Yeah, So, but all those. So imagine if we were fluent in elementary at Kerry Gosh, we learning Spanish, and by the time we get to Central, we're not wasting time on Spanish because we know it. We learning French, we learning German, we learning Arabic, we learning Mandarin, which is Chinese. So,
and now that you said, with East Chicago being like you said, 50% Hispanic,
it's more than 50%.
It's more than 50%. It's about 75.
He know. He love Hispanic. He know.
What, Lord?
That's right.
One woman.
You see Hispanic wear? Oh, okay. Stand on that wear. Stand on that.
I said that because
okay.
In Kerry Gosh, Kerry Gosh was the first. Kerry Gosh was a poor school, basically. So
what's the first Kerry Gosh?
First Kerry Gosh. I mean, you got to think, bro. The times, like that new school came up in '99. I remember because everybody would join to the school that day, and I would Air Force One. I was the only kid. Well, it was probably me, and I think Kai Gillis the only kids. 99.
Extra large
99.
T-shirts.
Me and Kai Gillis was the only ones that had Air Force Ones in the school. Everybody else had.
Was when a new one came. When a new one.
I was going in 3rd grade.
I was going in first. How do you?
I was at Central.
I'm 33.
You 33, I'm 31. So, yeah, you was going to 3rd, I was going to first. I had Miss Bradley. Shout out Miss Bradley.
I had Miss Skull.
Okay.
Shout out Miss Skull. 99. She said she was 99. Miss Skull, I had 3rd grade. Shout out Miss Skull.
What grade y'all was in?
He said he was in 3rd in 99, so I was in 1st. But he said everybody had Jordans, and I had Airs from Main Street. On the field. On the field. I swear. Shut up. I thought I was doing something. No, this ain't it. On God, I had him, bro. On God.
He was in 1st grade.
But, I was doing the best.
No, I ain't gonna.
I had him. I didn't have that.
Niggas had B boots.
I had them Airs. You remember a lot of people had Airs.
He's had some for school, the B boots, some conies.
What you say, the B boots?
I used to know the B boots. With the 3 dots. I love some conies.
Man, shooting Hops had the B boots?
Hey, it's a conies.
No, they was. I remember,
Came, like I would say.
No, the AIRs was
I
Main
remember
Street
Butter
joint.
D had them on, made me want them. I ain't gonna lie.
With
Butter
the B-boobs?
No, but Butter D
Nah,
had Saucony.
the Saucony. Nah,
yeah,
Mike
yeah.
Jern them had.
Coney's
Mike
was hard though. I
Yeah.
had some blue and
This-
gray ones.
this
They
was years
hard.
later, though,
Navy
from what
blue
you
ones.
talking
The
about.
navy blue
Nah,
was
what I'm
hard.
saying to you is we been on Sauconys.
Right, yeah,
Mike
this
Jern
was
them had
years later.
Sauconys when-
Right.
around that same time.
Right.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah, see, no, I'm talking about this. Definitely was year because we was like in 7th grade
Yeah.
by the time when he came.
Nigga,
you know.
Sauconys were popular like 99, 2000, 2001. That was popular.
See, he came with me like 04. You know
They
what
was
I'm
still
saying?
popular.
Yeah, it made him look
They was
good, and you know, had the
You
hoes.
go like J.C. Penney.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, you ain't had to go nowhere. J.C.
Hey,
Penney.
I ain't gonna lie. I remember niggas like Butter D and Lil Larry. They came to West Side, took over. Whatever they was doing, it didn't matter. Hey, he got the Sauconys. I got to get them. He got all the.
Nah, those Sauconys was hard though.
All the
Back in the day. I ain't gonna lie.
Them two niggas, they came and took
I had
over.
all colors. I had black and red, gray and blue, white and cream.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. That's
They
why I
got
go
some
hard.
hard.
That's why I go so hard with the sneakers, cause you know, shout out my niggas like my nigga Dilla, and I'm getting male credit too. Them niggas, they always had all the shoes and shit. And I ain't gonna lie, I didn't know nothing about that. I ain't had nobody, so I'm going to buy fake shoes. I'm not knowing. I'm the nigga. I'm coming with a different 6 rings. Everybody 6 rings suede in the middle. My shit leather, bro. So they clown me for that. I said, I swear to God, I'ma have every pair of kicks alive. That's why I said, look, yeah, I said that, yeah.
definitely
Okay,
did.
yeah.
Seen that song. That was on
Yeah.
that.
Most recent one.
Yeah, I really
One
am.
of those recent ones, yeah. I told you, boy.
What's that
I
album?
really
you
am.
know,